On Trends today, Peter Obi mocks Tinubu over national grid collapse. Mega wheelbarrow empowerment, a new approach to youth empowerment in Agwata lawmaker rollout. A big win for parents as the campaign against single-use textbook gathers momentum. The Senate to journalists about Natasha, educate yourselves on our rules. Hello and welcome to today's segment of Trends with LJE, where we dissect leadership, economic and justice issues in Nigeria, Africa and the globe to proffer lasting solutions. I'm your host, Mohammed Enes Sule, and joining me today is a special panel whom I shall be introducing after the break. Do stay.
What are we saying? Stop the land we call home, the source of our life, our food, and our future. A conflict that tears at the very heart of Nigeria.
We see the pain, the shattered lives, and the broken trust. But what if we could mend what is broken?
LJE Nigeria invites government officials, traditional and religious leaders, farmers and herdsmen representatives, security agencies, civil society organizations, international development partners, and the general public to a two-day national conference themed Securing Nigeria's Future, addressing the root cause of herdsmen-farmers conflict through justice and inclusive dialogue. Date 30th September to 1st October 2025. Venue Shehu Musa Yaradua Center, Abuja, Nigeria.
Join us as we address the root causes of this conflict through inclusive dialogue.
We will not just talk.
We will listen.
We will not just debate.
We will seek to understand.
Together, we will find solutions.
Welcome back from that short break. This is still Trends on LJE, and joining me today is a media analyst, Omoyeni Ojefo. Thank you for making it a part of today's episode.
Thank you for having me.
And of course, our dear president of LJE Nigeria, Barrister Meme Samuel ESQ. Thank you for making it today.
Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you for having me. Thank you, viewers.
All right. In a very recent development, the 2023 presidential candidate of the Labour Party has mocked the ruling Progressives APC President Tinubu following yet another collapse of the national grid yesterday. Obi, a former governor of Anambra State, recalled that President Tinubu's campaign promise was that Nigerians should not re-elect him if he failed to provide consistent electricity within 4 years. In a statement titled, "If I don't give you a constant electricity in the next 4 years, don't vote for me for second term." Obi quoted Tinubu directly from a December 22nd, 2022 campaign speech, stating that the impact is too glaring for Nigerians to forget. He noted that the APC-led government has presided over more national grid failures than any other administration in Nigerian history, despite billions of dollars invested in the power sector. Comparing Nigerians' performance with other developing countries, Obi said Nigeria has spent more on power generation with little or no increase in supply than countries like Vietnam, Egypt, Indonesia, and Bangladesh. While they have doubted their electricity generation by adding tens of thousands of megawatts, Nigeria has barely crawled from 4,500 megawatts to 5,000 megawatts. First question to you, my president. Peter Obi's criticism of the government handling of the power sector, is it justified? And how do you do these? How does this frequent grid collapse affect Nigeria's economy and daily life?
Well, Peter Obi is his criticism is just one among millions of Nigerians who are experiencing complete power failure in this country. It's quite unfortunate that this is 2025. We're still complaining the same thing. Tinubu joined to complain even far when he was a governor. And it's quite unfortunate. I personally do not have confidence in this government. It's very clear from the beginning that there is no direction. There is no clear indication that they can be able to bring Nigerians out of this quagmire. Unfortunately, this issue has continued to linger. And what else? I do not think that this president is very much interested in helping Nigerians. And governance is a serious business. it is not enough for you to, be in the seat of power. You must show capacity. You must show the empathy. You must show some level of seriousness that, look, you feel the pains of Nigeria. If you go to some of these government agencies and where they live, they have standby power supply, they have electricity, they have generators, they have solar power installed. But when it comes to the citizens, they care nothing about the well-being of the people. What Peter Obi, yes, is just one man who have made his concern known. Many people are complaining in different quarters, and this is another opportunity for me to lend my own complaint again that the president must sit up. We must realize that this country, we must move forward. He must provide electricity. He said if he cannot provide electricity, he should not be voted in the second term. And that was what he said. And he cannot even come any time to argue. But we still believe that 2 years is still quite a long time for any person to bring about the good governance.
All right, thank you very much. Omoyeni, what's the relevance of power stability? I know the national grid actually, shut down and came up again, but do you think it has affected businesses in the country?
Definitely. Lots of businesses are affected. The thing is, power supply has been erratic from time immemorial in this country. I don't even think anybody can get it right.
Wow.
So it was a sly move by the president to say, if I cannot provide power in 4 years, don't vote me. That's not possible because some of our top politicians are the importers of generators and listers. So these people, they need to make money from it. I don't think it's ever going to be better. Power can never be constant in this country.
So you believe that they are beneficiaries to this particular backstop?
Definitely they are beneficiaries. So there's no way that they can actually provide constant power supply for Nigerians. It's something that's lingered for so long. Since we were kids, we've been talking about it. We're still talking about it. Give us another 10 years, we'll still be having this conversation.
Thank you very much. In our next story, a mega wheelbarrow empowerment project, a new approach to youth empowerment in Agwata. It has become a literal hands-on approach to empowerment. Engineer Don Okafor, the member representing Agwata Federal Constituency in Anambra State, recently distributed shiny new wheelbarrows to youths in his constituency. The initiative, intriguingly branded Mega Empowerment, has left residents both amused and bewildered and has since become a major talking point on social media. I'll start with you, Omoyeni Ojepo. What does this wheelbarrow empowerment initiative reveal about the current Nigerian lawmakers, and how does this approach contrast with modern sustainable models of youth empowerment all over the world?
It goes a long way to show how our government, think of us. That's how, let me put it, how they rate us. They don't value us. They don't think, I don't even know how to put it. But you find out that these wheelbarrows that they've given out, you need to be connected to get.
The same wheelbarrow?
The same wheelbarrow, you need to be connected. Because it's something that if you don't know this person, if you're not into the political system, you might not be given, and then you're just going to be there, losing out of everything totally. Wheelbarrow you won't see, projects you won't see, nothing. They do nothing for the people. So I think that's the best thing that could come up to his head to give to the people. What happened to trainings? What happened to workshops? What happened to...
All right, my president, in a country where some other lawmakers are not doing anything, do you consider this wheelbarrow as an effort, at least from the lawmaker?
Well, you see, it's actually very difficult to comment on this issue because you mentioned it is. I have where I came from. I don't even know what my representative is even doing. But that is not to say that I should commend what this honorable representing his people has done. I don't have a clear understanding about what he has done before. Maybe this is a complementary support, but obviously, when you even look at the wheelbarrow, try to look at the wheelbarrow, it's not even painted. It's just the normal, probably. But then it's quite unfortunate. They said this wheelbarrow is to assist them in the farm work, right?
Yes.
To move the farm products from one place to another. That can as well be helpful. But then that is why I said, if this is one of the achievements, one of the greatest achievements he has done, because if you look at the cost of one wheelbarrow and the number of wheelbarrow you can see there, it's you still struggle to see something worth more than 2 million. So in the long run, you'll be spending times 20 of what he's spending to buy a wheelbarrow, to do the inauguration. Because now you rented wheelbarrow, you rented a canopy, chairs, probably will call musician, then pay the space and now officially hand over this wheelbarrow to them. The problem of Nigeria is Nigerians. When people say they want to run away from Nigeria, I always tell, look, you don't need to run away. Change yourself. Just the last topic, we discussed about the issue of our president.
Right.
We criticize the president. Then what about the House of Rep? What about the local government chairman? What about the governors? What about the senators? What about individuals like you and I? How do we treat others? For those who are even employed, who have people they employ, how do they treat them? So it's about social orientation. Nigeria, the issue we are facing in this country is not just about the governance. One day, those that are not in governance will grow to the level where they have to rule this country. But then again, Mr. Honorable, we need you to do more than what you are doing. I think your people deserve better, not wheelbarrow.
Thank you very much. In a big win for parents, a growing wave of support has emerged for parents and civil society and other stakeholders for the campaign against single-use textbooks in Nigeria. The campaign targets a long-standing practice by schools, especially private institutions and publishers, of including homework and assignment directly within textbooks, thereby making them non-transferable and forcing parents to buy new books every single academic session. This practice has placed a significant burden on families who are already struggling with the rising cost of living. The movement has gained significant traction with several state governments, including Benue, Edo, and Imo, and Anambra as well, taking action. Benue State was the pioneer, issuing a circular in August 2025 that abolished customized or non-transferable textbooks and mandating that schools revert to the practice of passing books from senior to junior pupils. Anambra State has also banned students from writing assignments directly inside the textbook, a move aimed at making them reusable, especially for younger siblings. The chairman of the Board of Trustees of the National Parent-Teacher Association of Nigeria, Adeolu Ogunbanjo, has also weighed in, called on the Nigerian Education Research and Development Council, NERDC, to ensure textbooks have a longer lifespan. The campaign is being hailed as a major victory for Nigerian inclusion and sustainability in the education sector. Straight to you, Omoyeni. This is a powerful move, and I think it's going to really help. What do you say?
Yes, I must commend the move, because you can't keep doing the same thing over and over again. There will be no growth. You don't expect parents to buy the same book. When you have 4 children, you buy the same book for 4 children. It should be reusable. And I'm very happy that some states are already adopting it. Other states should pick up and follow this move, so parents can do something meaningful with their money or do something meaningful for their children after school. If you're buying the same thing over and over again, it's more like a slave work. You work, you give to the school. You work, you give to the school.
And these books, are they expensive?
They're quite expensive. But I remember when I was growing up, I think we used to use books and then give to our younger ones. I don't know how and when this started, but I must commend those states, Benue State, Imo, and then Anambra State. The rest of our states should look up and then adopt this method, because it's best.
Thank you very much. In our final story for today is the Senate to journalists on Natasha issue. Educate yourselves on our rules. The Nigerian Senate, through its spokesperson, has called on journalists to educate themselves on the rules and standing orders of the legislature. The directive came after what the Senate described as a series of uninformed reports on its proceedings and internal matters. The Senate expressed concerns that a lack of understanding of its rules by journalists was leading to the misinterpretation of its actions and was creating unnecessary public controversy. This call for media literacy on legislative procedures comes amid rising tensions between the Senate and the press over the coverage of sensitive issues, including recent internal disputes and the handling of disciplinary actions against a lawmaker, Natasha Akpoti. The Senate leadership has maintained that its actions are guided by its standing orders and that the media's failure to grasp these rules undermine the credibility of legislative reporting. According to you, Barrister, the Senate here are calling journalists to be more careful and to educate Nigerians on the rules. Do you see this as the Senate trying to control what the media puts out there?
I think what the Senate said was more of advisory.
Right.
You know, unfortunately, our level of our journalism in this country is not well deeply rooted. Most of their reports is basically on the surface, and there's the need for us to do more of investigative journalism. But when we talk about the rules that led to the suspension of Natasha, whoever that make that statement, which is the Senate, a representative of the Senate, I can tell you that the rules is obnoxious, and a rule that tends to not obey the law, the outcome of the decision of the courts cannot be said to be a rule that any member of the National Assembly or the Senate should obey. In the first place, from our understanding, the issue is between Senator Natasha, and the Senate President, not basically between Senator Natasha and the Senate.
Right.
So it must be well spelled out. And what they did was just to silence the lady, but they can't silence her because she's a dogged fighter and Nigerians are behind her. No matter what they do, the Senate President will not remain the Senate President forever. We have had several Senate Presidents in this country. His tenure will come and go, but your deeds, your action will continue to resonate in the minds of Nigerians. And for me, the Senate and the National Assembly is back on session. They don't even have the right to. They suspended her for 6 months, and we're aware that 6 months' time has already elapsed. And you are saying she must not resume. I mean, this is someone who is representing a full senatorial district in a state. You don't have the power. The court already ruled that such lengthy period of suspension should be considered that it's way too much for a constituency to remain without representation in the National Assembly. So this must be taken into account. It has nothing to do with the personal affairs or relationship between the parties that are involved. It is clear that this lady, the senator, should be allowed to resume her seat without any further delay. Any further delay that will prevent her from assuming her position as a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is going to attract more pains and anguish to the people that she represents and Nigerian society at large.
All right, thank you very much. And we've been speaking to Barrister Meme Samuel, ESQ, Leadership Hub, Justice and Economic Advancement President. Thank you for making it a part of today's episode. And of course, media analyst, Omoyeni Ocheifo, thank you for making it today.
Thank you for always having me.
We've come to the end of today's episode of Trendz, a major look at our top stories. We told you about Peter Obi's mockery of Tinubu over the national grid collapse. Mega wheelbarrow empowerment, a new approach to youth empowerment in Aguata local government. A big win for parents as the campaign against single law against textbooks gather momentum. And the Senate to journalists about Natasha, educate yourselves on our rules. Thank you very much for being a part of today's episode of Trendz. Trendz continues tomorrow. Do stay safe. Visit our website at www.ljenigeria.org if you face a violation. I'm Mohammed Enesule. Enjoy the rest of your week. Bye for now.